Good morning, students. Today, students of class 9th, you will be given the content of chapter number 3, Civics. This chapter will be coming in half-yearly examination, and the chapter name is Constitutional Design. When the word Constitution comes in your mind, just we think document of rules, document of laws. Have you ever thought how the constitution of any country is prepared? Constitution provides the way on which the governments run. They decide policies. They run on the way which has been prepared by the scholars of the country in the form of constitution. In this chapter, with the example of South Africa, we will see how in India our constitution has been formed out. This chapter starts its story with the story of South Africa. South Africa is a country in African continent. In Africa, in South Africa, actually Britishers were ruling. When Britishers were ruling in South Africa, what was the condition they were facing? The people of South Africa, they were being repressed, exploited, tortured by the British rulers. Whenever the people of South Africa, original people of South Africa, original residents of South Africa, whenever they used to go in any park, in any hotel of that time, on public places, at that time, these people were denied to go, to walk freely on those places. Second thing, the black people of South Africa, they have been denied to sit on those benches or to walk on those beaches where the Europeans were walking or moving. Next thing, because South African people, they were black in color. So, due to their color, they had also been exploited. They have been discriminated by the white people. White people mean the European who were ruling there in South Africa. In this way, so many times and for a long time, the people of South Africa, they have been repressed. They have been exploited. I was talking you about the colorful policy of South African government. As I told you, the people of South Africa, they have been discriminated. They were discriminated on the basis of their color because they were white in color, and the people of Africa, they were black in color. So Europeans, they discriminated the people of South Africa on the basis of their color. This color discrimination has been called here as the apartheid policy of the Europeans. According to apartheid policy, people of South Africa, they were not supposed to walk here and there every places. They were not allowed to travel in those trains in which Europeans were traveling. One story is related to Mahatma Gandhi. You know well, when Mahatma Gandhi was traveling in a train in first class compartment, suddenly the person who was sitting before him, he was European. In a bitterly cold night, the European suddenly asked Mr. Bapu, why are you traveling with me? Bapu has told that I am having ticket. I am having authority to travel in this compartment. He said, so what? You are not having the same color. you cannot travel in this compartment, and unfortunately Mahatma Gandhi was thrown out from the train on a particular station at midnight. After midnight, it was the bitterly cold night. This was the discriminating policy of the Europeans who were ruling there in South Africa. This was called apartheid. It is another story that African people started a struggle movement, freedom movement against the Europeans. One name you should remember always, Nelson Mandela. When Nelson Mandela, including 4 or 5 other leaders, he opposed the policy of apartheid, he was sent to prison. He was sent to jail. Approximately, he passed his life 28 years in jail. It is written here, he was sent to jail in 1964 and he was released just after 28 years. Approximately it was 1992 when he was released, and he was appointed as the first black president of India when South Africa became independent from the Europeans. What happened there? When Africa saw all these types of demerits, when African government exploited its people so much, after gaining freedom, after gaining independence, Nelson Mandela, when he was appointed the president of South Africa, he declared that from today we want to establish such type of policies in the country where no discrimination will be done on the basis of color, whether they are white or whether they are black in color. Justice, liberty, tolerance will be given to all people of South Africa. Now the people can enjoy the real pleasure of freedom. Such type of government has been established. Apart from these things, this was also discussed that there should be a book of laws, book of rules by which the country can be governed, country can be ruled. This book was called the Constitution of South Africa. This was a short story about South Africa which I have told you. It means after the years of repression, after the long time of exploitation, discrimination, ultimately the people got their target, they got freedom, and they decided to implement the rules, the government of the rules, rule of the laws with the help of the Constitution. The Constitution was formed in South Africa. Now why it is related to India? When India has got freedom in 1947, we have also started a struggle against the Britishers, and we have passed a long time, approximately 250 years. Britishers have ruled here. When the leaders of India, they became aware about this thing, they all started the movement against the Europeans, and the movement for the freedom of India started, and ultimately in 1947 India became free, India became independent. And when India became independent, there were so many problems. Every problem was to be solved. The first problem was, now after the British, how the country will be ruled. If there are oral rules, oral laws, nobody will follow. So it is the requirement of time that there should be any book of rule. That is the Constitution of the country. It was called Indian Constitution. I was telling you that Constitution is must for every country, for any country. If in any country constitution exists, then what benefit the citizen will receive? What benefits will be there? Or what are the merits of the constitution if it is there in any country? What is the need of the constitution in any country? 4 points have been given in your book. The first benefit of being a constitution in any country is that it generates a degree of trust and coordination that is necessary for different kinds of people to live together. This constitution, it means the book of laws. It generates the belief between the people, among the people, so that they can live easily together with all people. It is creating trust. It specifies how the government will be constituted. In the constitution, rules are given, ways are given, guidance is given, how the government will be formed. It means what is the procedure to form the government in any country. It is specified in the constitution of any country, if constitution is there. The third benefit of being a constitution is that it lays down the limits on the powers of the government and tells us what the rights of the citizens are. Two things are here. What are the powers of the government and what are the limits of the government? Who will decide? These things have already been decided, have already been written in the constitution. Laws have been made. If the government has been formed, what types of responsibilities will be there with this government, and what is the procedure of making government. These things can be searched. These things are there in the constitution. The last is, it expresses the aspirations of the people about creating a good society. When laws are there, then people are without fear. If people are without fear, they have some dreams to be fulfilled. So the constitution of any country, it creates the aspirations, dreams which are there in the minds of every citizen. It means these are the 4 benefits of the constitution. If constitution exists in any country, definitely these 4 things: trust, way to form the government, what are the powers and the limits of the government, and it creates aspirations of the people. It is fulfilling the dream of the citizens. These are the 4 benefits of the constitution. Question can be asked, what is the benefit of the constitution in any country? Answer will be that I have explained. Now, I would like to tell you the story how the Constitution of India has been formed. When India became free, India became independent, it was the year 1947. Formation of Constitution, it has already been started in early years. First of all, in 1928, Pandit Motilal Nehru has written something about the Constitution. When the Congress meeting in Karachi in 1931 was held, in this meeting also, so many proposals have been passed. If India gets freedom, then these rules will be there. At the time of independence, there was the problem of population, refugees, linguistic problem was there, language policy was there. Prince, they were also creating problem. Jammu and Kashmir, Hyderabad, Junagadh, and other problems were also there in the country. In spite of all these problems, leaders were already busy in making the constitution of the country, by which the country will be ruled. First decision was taken that for making the constitution, there should be members, there should be eminent members from whole country, so that the representation of the country can be confirmed. Means approximately 399 members have been elected from whole country, from each state of the country, each state of India. Approximately 399 members have been selected. They will form the constitution of the country. But when in 1947 India got freedom, the Constituent Assembly was also divided with the division of country. 100 members approximately have went to Pakistan. They have formed the Constitution of Pakistan. Approximately 299 members, they have formed the group for country India. This was called the Constituent Assembly of India. How much members were there? 299. One thing was remaining there. On December 9, 1946, the first meeting of the Constituent Assembly was held. Dr. Sachidanand Sinha, he was the first president of this Constituent Assembly. After some time, Dr. Rajendra Prasad, he was appointed as the chief of the Constituent Assembly. On 26 November 1949, Indian Constitution was completed. Because before so many years, in 1929, we had taken oath that India will celebrate its Independence Day every year on 26 January. If you remember, Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru had declared that India will celebrate its independence every year, and so this was the date, 26 January. India did not get freedom in 29, but symbolically leaders have started to celebrate freedom every year on 26 January. Fortunately, when the question of implementing the constitution in the country came before the leaders were alive there of that time. Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru suggested that date which we have suggested in 1929, 26 January, this should be the date for the implementation of the constitution in India. Because it was prepared on 26 November 1949, but due to that reason which I have told you, the Constitution of India, it was implemented in the country on 26 January 1950. This was the short story how our Constitution has been made, had been formed. Now, some important things are there. You have to see how many people have given their ideas. So many places are there, so many countries are there. We have been inspired to form our constitution. What types of guidance we have taken to form the constitution? It will be told to you in this part. For making the Constitution of India, leaders of our country, including Rashtrapita Mahatma Gandhi, he was having some dream. Whenever India gets freedom, what type of constitution would be there? Mahatma Gandhi, one of his book, he has written, I shall strive for a constitution which will release India from all thraldom and patronage. It means I will advocate such type of India where I will favor such type of constitution where there will be no foundation for the common people. I shall work for an India in which the poorest shall feel that it is their country, every person of the country should feel that it is his country. No discrimination should be there. In whose making they have an effective voice. In making of this country, poor also can feel that he has also done effective efforts to make the country. This was the dream of the leader who was Mahatma Gandhi. So many leaders who were very famous that time, they have participated to make our constitution. Kanhaiya Lal, Manik Lal, Munshi, Bhimrao Ramji Ambedkar, Shyama Prasad Mukherjee, Jawaharlal Nehru, Sarojini Naidu, Somnath Lahiri, and so many others. They have contributed according to their wisdom, according to their intellectual powers. One thing is there. Who was Dr. Bhimrao Ambedkar? Dr. Bhimrao Ambedkar was the person who drafted the constitution. Means all the subjects, they had been drafted, they have been managed at a right place. This was a complex work, but it was done by Dr. Bhimrao Ambedkar. Dr. Bhimrao Ambedkar was the chairman of drafting committee. One thing should be asked from you, who has written preamble? What is preamble? Preamble is the first page of the constitution where all the guiding values have been written. This preamble has been written by Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru. This is important point to be remembered. Now, if you read preamble, there are some words, they should also be discussed here. What they are? We the people of India means this constitution has been declared from the people of India, has been accepted by the people of India. So who is here? The people of India means, we means those citizens who are sitting in the country. The second word has been given, that is sovereign. Sovereign word, it refers to that state of the citizens of the country where they are the owner of this country. They will decide, the government will decide of the country what should be done, what should not be done. It means matters of India cannot be interfered by any other country. We are the owner of our own country. We will decide what should be done or not. Next word has been given in preamble, that is socialist. Means wealth is generated socially and should be shared equally. Whatever resources, whatever wealth we are having in our country, it should be divided, it should be used equally by the people of this country. Nobody can use the resources of this country. Socially we believe having equality for all. In society all are equal in using resources. Next word has been given, that is very complex word, secular. Secular means not to support any particular religion or be positive for all religions. Every religion should be respected. Any single religion should not be given preference. It means government will not have any particular religion, but the government will favor all the religions of the country. It will not favor any individual religion. This is called secularism. Next word was there in preamble, it is there, democratic. Means the government of the country will be elected democratically by the votes of the people of country. People will decide, Indian people will decide which leader will be elected, which party will be elected, who will rule over the country. Democracy will be followed. One important word has been given, republic. Republic means the head of the country will be elected only from the country. He will not be elected by the hierarchically. He will not be elected by hereditary process. If the king is there, his son cannot be king. This thing will be decided by the people of India. It means at the supreme post, any person of the country, whether he is very poor or very rich, does not matter. He may be eligible for being the President of India, Prime Minister of India, or any post. He will be selected. It means rulers will not come from outside. Rulers will be elected inside the people of India. It is called Republic. Justice, another value of preamble of the Constitution. It is the responsibility of the government to establish the law of justice. Everybody should feel that this is the rule, this is the governance. Nobody should feel the inferiority. Justice should be given to all. Everybody is equal before the law. Next word has been given, liberty. Liberty means every person will be given important or necessary freedoms to pass their life in the country. If you read chapter number 3 of Constitution, some fundamental rights have been given. In fundamental rights, so many freedoms have been given. Article 19 to 22, you can read. So many freedoms have been given. Everybody can roam here and there. Anyone can open any profession. Anybody can talk, express his views anywhere, anything. These types of freedoms have been given. This is called liberty. Liberty has been given to the people of India. This is the element of the preamble. The next is equality. Every person will be treated equally. No one is richer, no one is poorer. Everybody is equal before the law. The next is fraternity. Means this is the responsibility of the citizens as well as the government also. It will create the harmony before the people of the country, among the people of the country. Means this is the duty of the government, that there should be affection, there should be love, there should be harmony, there should be friendship among the citizens of the country. And it is the duty of the citizen also to have the harmony with their fellow citizens. These are the important elements of our Constitution. In the preamble, you have seen the whole story how Constitution has been formed in the country, and you have seen that what are the important elements of our Constitution. Next thing, writing the rules in any book, it is another work, but implementation of these rules, it is another work. What has been done to implement these laws and rules, how they have been implemented? For the implementation of these rules and laws, institutions have been organized, institutions have been formed out. For example, 3 organs are there of the government: legislative, executive and judiciary. For the legislation, in each state assemblies are there. They are passing the law only. Parliament is doing same thing. Laws are being formed there, made there. Discussion is going on there. This is the body for legislation work. But for the implementation of the work, another group of officers is required. So for this purpose, executive group has been created. Officers have been recruited. IAS is there, IFS is there, DSP, SSP, SP, they are there. They are having their duty to implement the plannings of the government. It is the group that is called executive. Judiciary, it is having the power to decide the matters between the governments, between citizens of the government, between the people and other matters of society. In this way you have seen that it has already been decided that what types of powers will be given to the citizens, how the government will be formed, what is the process of forming the government. These things, they have been implemented with the help of the institutions. For example, government will be elected. Who will organize this work? Election Commission of India. District will be managed, but by whom? District magistrate will be there. Law will be passed, but by whom? Either by parliament or by any assembly of the country, of the state. In this way, you have seen that institutions have been designed to complete, to fulfill the aspiration of the constitution. Chapter has been finished. One thing, 2 or 3 questions can be asked. What were the problems in South Africa when they have formed their constitution? What was the policy of apartheid? What were the problems before the making of constitution in India? How the constitution has been formed? What were the guiding values of our constitution? What is the philosophy behind it? Who were the prime members to form the constitution? What was constituent assembly? How many members were there? And it can also be asked that what is the meaning of republic, what is the meaning of secular, what is the meaning of sovereign, justice, liberty, fraternity and socialism. Meaning can be asked. You should prepare the chapter, you should write the notes. If any query comes, if any problem comes, you can contact me. Thank you.